Today, it's difficult to imagine website promotion without tools. SEO tools save a lot of time and money because they gather, analyze and measure data 100 times faster than a manual job. Some data you can't get without tools. There are thousands of tools. For 10 years, I've been choosing the list of tools that I must have. I use them every day. In this video, I'll show you the list of 262 tools, and 83 of them are completely free. Stay tuned, the best part is coming. What's up guys, Anatoly is here, and today I want to share with you my list of SEO tools that you need to use when you promote your website or your client's website, because without tools it's difficult to get high results, and it's difficult to analyze your competitors and think what type of promotion you need to use for your website. I took this list many years, and today I think that all tools on my list, I check them, review them, and put this information on my website, and you can open the page on my website and see all this list. Okay, we can start from this page. It has URL SEO tools, and on the left side you can see some filters. You can choose what type of tools you want to analyze, multi-purpose. I have 5 of my tools, and keyword research, range tracker, site speed tag, content checkers, text checkers, link building, outreach analytics, local SEO, pay-per-click, graphic design, video SEO and editing, social media, email, audio, software, online resource, WordPress plugin, Chrome plugin, free, freemium, paid, and even with price. You can choose what kind of budget you have for tools. And I started my list from multi-purpose tools because it's important to use these tools today. And first tool is Google Analytics. I think it's important. All websites need to have these tools because you can analyze your audience to find your buying persona, analyze your visitors, and this data helps you to analyze what kind of promotion you need to have, or for example, when you know important parameters like time on site or bounce rate, you know that data what you need to improve and go ahead. And I think it's important. All websites need to have this tool. The second tool, Google Search Console. I like this tool even more than Google Analytics, and I think that I use even more because many online tools show technical optimization or site speed, but this data provides by Google free. You don't need to pay for this data, and it's better to take data from Google and think what type of problems you have to fix them. I think it's important to have Google Search Console. Even more, I like in this tool that you see your positions, what kind of traffic you have, which pages show good results, which not, what you need to fix there, and a lot of data. It's important to use Google Search Console. Bing Webmaster Tools, it depends on your purposes. I'm not sure that many websites use this, but you can definitely set up Bing Webmaster Tools and give additional data. Of course, Bing is not good like Google, but that's okay. You can add additional data from Bing and additional traffic because some topics have even more traffic from Bing than from Google. It depends, of course. HubSpot, I'm not sure about this tool that you need to have or not, but it's great email marketing. What I don't like in this tool that it's expensive, and of course HubSpot has some premium free tariff, but when you want to get more and more, you need to start from $800 per month. It's expensive, and I don't know a lot of websites who use these tools, but I like HubSpot, their blog, because there are a bunch of useful information what you need to use. Okay, go ahead. Ubersuggest. if you don't have any money, it's a great tool because by using these tools you don't need to pay at all. Even Neil Patel doesn't ask you to register on Uber Suggest, and Neil Patel bought this tool for $120,000, and I think he invested more to develop this tool, and he continues to improve this tool. And it's interesting that he told that he wants to destroy big websites like Moz, SEMrush, and Ahrefs, and to provide all this information for free because he wants to monetize his SEO agency. And I recommend this tool if you don't have money to use Ahrefs or SEMrush or Moz, because there are a lot of data, website positions, traffic, content plan. Yeah, it's definitely a good tool if you seriously don't have money. Small SEO tools, I like this resource because there are a bunch of data, a lot of different small tools. You can check plagiarism checker, you don't need to pay for this, and all of these tools are free. Perhaps some black hat techniques there, and a lot of small tools with image compression, favicon generator, yeah, a bunch of features, and I think 100 of small tools. Yeah, I think you can use it, and I use, for example, even often when I check unique content on websites. SEMrush, I think everybody knows about SEMrush. It's a big tool, important tool, especially if you want to work professionally. You need to have this account and pay for this tool because there are a bunch of data. You can get keyword analytics, organic traffic, website audit, and yep, a lot of data. Even you can create your content plan, analyze your competitors. Yep, it's important tool. SimilarWeb, I never pay for paid version for this tool, but sometimes it's enough to get some data from their Chrome extension, because just one click you can know the traffic from your competitors. Of course, it's not accurate, but I don't know any online tools that can provide accurate information. Perhaps Google provides in Google Search Console, but Google doesn't share information of your competitors. But with SimilarWeb, it's the best choice if you want to know all traffic, not only organic traffic. And in that point, yeah, SimilarWeb, it's good tool, and even you can analyze traffic from social media networks. In my experience, many times I checked my projects, my clients' projects, and of course data is not accurate, but if you don't have the better choice, why not? You can use this tool. Ahrefs, I like this tool because a bunch of interesting data and the best data of links of your competitors. You can analyze your competitors there, and in my experience, the most accurate data on Ahrefs. If you analyze your traffic or your competitors' traffic, keyword ranking and stuff like this, and one more point I like in this tool, that you can build your content plan to analyze low quality content of your competitors, and you can analyze the data of published content, yeah, and yeah, a lot of interesting other data. Even Ahrefs has technical audit. I don't know, I never, a few times I used this audit, but in that point I like more Screaming Frog or Google Search Console, but you can use Ahrefs, why not, especially for example interlinking. They have interesting features. You can on a few of my websites, I made interlinking with internal pages, and positions increase a few times, and by using Ahrefs you can check your interlinking, or for example you can set up some plugins for WordPress and check there. Moz, yeah, I like Moz blog a lot, and I like White Boy Friday with Rand Fishkin. I think he's a great speaker, and by using Moz, I prefer Ahrefs more because Moz is more suitable with local SEO, but there are a bunch of data tracking keywords, keyword rankings. Yeah, it can be used for any websites. Yeah, I like Moz. There are a lot of different features. Yeah, you definitely can use it. Yoast. Yep, I use Yoast because I use WordPress, and many of my clients ask me what kind of plugin they need to use. I don't want to tell that Yoast is the best. Perhaps Yoast is the most using plugin on WordPress, and I know why, because it's suitable and they always analyze new data, provide new technical points, and you can check internal optimization of your website by using Yoast. And I usually use premium version, yeah, but they have free version as well. Yep, if you don't have money, you can start from free version. Yep, it definitely helps more than you don't have Yoast at all. All-in-one, I think it's like a competitor of Yoast. One time I used this tool, but I decided to use Yoast. I think all of these tools have advantages and disadvantages. You need to choose what you like more, and by using all-in-one, it's cheaper than Yoast, but I think they have different advantages, disadvantages. Just choose what you like more. Serpstat, about Serpstat, I definitely prefer more Ahrefs or SEMrush than Serpstat. But Serpstat is not expensive like Ahrefs, and if you have Russian projects, you can use Serpstat because Serpstat provides data from Yandex. Yeah. And it's important to have this data if you promote your website in Russian direction, but there are a bunch of data for different countries. But when I compare data with Ahrefs, I saw that Ahrefs has more accurate data. Yeah, it depends, of course, but you can use. They have some unique features at all. They have interesting feature, clusterization of your keywords. Because, for example, if you don't have time to make grouping of keywords, you can give this grouping to Serpstat. Yeah, it's unique feature in Serpstat, and I just want to share with you because in close time I'll provide my tool with grouping of keywords, and yeah, you can do it. This clusterization in a few minutes. I promise you will see on this URL in close time. Okay, I skip some tools. You can use them at all. For example, Majestic, it's a great tool, for example, Majestic is more. I think Majestic competes with Ahrefs more because Majestic has a lot of linked data as well, but Ahrefs has more. But like we see that the price for Majestic is more cheaper than Ahrefs. Okay, Seranking, it's a good tool if you want to get analytical data, technical errors, to check them. SpyFu, it's good for pay-per-click. I don't know why it's not good rating. I just put one more star here because I know SpyFu, it's a good tool, especially if you provide pay-per-click advertisement. Okay, I just skip a lot of tools because there are a bunch of tools. You can analyze all of them. Yep, Screaming Frog. Even a few times when I spoke with John Mueller in his Hangouts, and he told that you can definitely use Screaming Frog because there are a bunch of data, technical errors. You can check all of them, and
Hey, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light.
I think all SEO companies check this data with Screaming Frog, because you will know a lot about your website, especially if we know that website speed is a ranking factor. That means that if you have low speed, you will lose ranking, you will lose conversions, and even each second after 3 seconds, for example, if your website is loading 4 seconds, 5 seconds, you can lose 20% of conversions for 1 second. Yep. And Amazon invests a lot of money to improve their site speed. Google does it each year. Yep, and you need to do it as well. Is the best way is to have good hosting. Don't try to find free hostings, because they set up a lot of advertisement on your website, and your website speed will not good. It's better to find good hosting, to pay for the best price, even if you don't need this tariff plan. And and after this you will have good high speed, and you can check other technical errors by using Screaming Frog. Okay, we can skip some tools. There are a bunch of tools. We can go ahead. For example, Scrapebox. I know that a lot of people who use black hat techniques, they use Scrapebox, but even if you provide white hat techniques, you can use Scrapebox just to gather information from Google and many other search systems, Yahoo, Bing, YouTube, and you can get a lot of keywords, interesting ideas by using Scrapebox. And there are a lot of black hat techniques, for example, to submit a lot of comments. I'm not sure that it works today. It's old school, but some people can use it. It depends, of course. Okay, go ahead. I just try to find some interesting tools. You can use all this list, to choose filters what you like more. And I have some my tools. Keyword generator by SEO Tools. I can explain quickly about this tool. And what you can do it here. Just click here to see how it works. And you can insert your keywords to many different columns and get one list of keywords. And you can do it in a few seconds, to combine all these keywords in one huge list of these keywords. It's simple, free tool. You can use it. The second tool, Linkvic, and what you can do with this tool, for example, you can type your keyword, for example, SEO. For example, SEO, and we see a lot of link building search operators, and you can use the search operators to find link build opportunities. For example, if you want to provide guest posting, just choose search operators what you like, open in Google them, and you can see some different ideas where you can submit your guest post. Different lists. And I have here some interesting search operators to find directories, forums, comments, resources. For example, if you provide link building, roundup link building, for example, I open this page, and what we can see here, some different opportunities where you can submit useful links, to different pages. Okay, and the next tool, UTM text generator. I think that what you can do here, just to add some of your website page, and to choose what type of advertisement you will provide, and generate UTM text. In a few seconds. You can see here. I generated some UTM text for my pay-per-click campaign. Okay, go ahead. The next tool, Google Ads Keyword Modifier tool. Okay, I open this tool. And here you can combine keywords and get different match for Google Ads. Yep, we see here broad match modifier, phrasal match, exact match. Yep, you can do it in a few seconds. Just put your list here and generate keywords ideas and copy to the browser. Yep. Okay. The next tool, getting domains from a list of URLs. Oh, you know, it's a good tool. For example, if you work with some big lists, you can submit here the list of URLs and you can convert them. For example, we can check some list. For example, if I open some websites like, I don't know, Ahrefs, for example, Ahrefs, SEMrush, I don't know, SEMrush. I don't have right now some list, but what you can do here to insert any list and click convert, and you will get this list without HTTPS, without just a list of domains. And if you want to leave HTTPS, for example, you click convert, you have this list. If you have, want to leave URL, you can convert, you have only URL. Yep, you can remove duplicates. For example, if you have 2 times one URL, you can remove your duplicates and you don't have this one on the result. For example, I don't want to remove duplicates. I have all domains. If I want to do it, just click convert and yeah, I will lose them. And it's a suitable tool for if you want to split to different lists with 200 domains. It's useful when you want to check a bunch of lists, you know, on your Ahrefs, and they can't allow to check one time more than 200 domains. And yep, you can click convert, split into 200 domains, and you will give different lists. Okay, go ahead and the next tool, Google Keyword Planner. You know, I like this tool, and I think that even I started from this tool when I learned about SEO, because all online tools, keyword tools, take information from this tool. You know, Ahrefs, SEMrush, SERPstat, it doesn't matter what type of tools, they get all this information there, and you can use this tool. It's better to have Google Ads account. If you don't have this one, you can't use this tool. You can register in a few seconds, and it's better even if you pay some for pay-per-click campaign, and in that point Google Keyword Explainer will show you better information with volume and stuff like this. Yeah, I like this tool. It's free to use, but you need to have one pay-per-click campaign. Okay, the next tool, Google Correlate. You can use the, you know, yeah, all Google tools are free and they are different. You can use these tools, and I just try to find some interesting tool from this list. Answer the Public, yeah, it's famous tool because you can get bunch of data here to get questions, propositions and stuff like this. For example, I can open this tool and I will show you. For example, you can type, you know, when Answer the Public was first launched, it was free. Today it's freemium, but that's okay. You can use even for free, like I usually do it. And what you can do here, type your keyword and get data with all questions what people might ask on the internet. And why it's important, because you know, in 2020 audio search will take half of all traffic online. I mean, like voice search and image search. And in that point, it's important to analyze what type of questions people might ask, because voice keywords are different with common classical keywords, and in that point this tool is useful. You know, you can find the questions and give the answers in your content. Okay, go ahead. WhiteSpark, it's a great tool if you provide local SEO, local link building, and you can find some local citation finder. You know, by using this tool, yep, it's a good tool. I think that, yeah, I need to to put review here, because I just provided this list, and you can do it as well. If you like some tools, you can use your ranking, to put on this on my list. Okay, go ahead. And there are a lot of tools. You can choose what you like more, and for example, you can choose the filter, what type of information you want to get. For example, if you want to have only free tools, you will take a list of 80 free tools. All of them are here. I analyze them, and for example, if you want to have some Chroma plugin, just click here. You will take plugin what I usually use. You can see on my screen all these plugins here, and for example, SimilarWeb or any other, or I don't know what type of plugin I can show you. For example, this plugin, first my plugin shows meta information, title, descriptions, and just to click one time, I see what type of title I have, description, I can fix this, or for example, analyze my competitors in that point. Many plugins from Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, and if you have access to these tools, you can use these plugins. SEO Quake, I like this plugin. For example, what I like in this plugin, for example, if I type online SEO tools and click SEO Quake, will connect. I don't know why it wants to connect. I click here to open SEO Quake, and SEO Quake will provide data by using Google search. You will see all this data on the list, and this data goes from SEMrush. We see how many pages are indexed, and data from SEMrush. Bing, how many pages Bing has for this website, and ranking on SEMrush. Many different data. By using this tool. Okay. I always use Grammarly, and this company today estimates around $1 billion. And what I like in this tool, that you can check all grammar mistakes on your website, and I use free version. Like you can see, you can pay for premium version, and it helps a lot to write text, to check text for what I write all the time. I definitely recommend this tool. RDS bar, it's similar with SEO Quake. I can rank 5 stars in this tool as well. Okay, and and I go ahead with this tool. What you might interesting, we have some WordPress plugin here, Yoast, all-in-one, many other plugins to check nofollow links, many different plugins, and what I want to tell you, that you need to use online tools, because it helps a lot to promote your website, and for me, for example, I save a lot of time by using SEO tools. Even I save my money. I gather information quickly, then I can do this manually and provide this data to my clients, and to provide the best results what I can give for my tasks. The next filter what I want to share with you is keyword research, and I think all website promotion starts from keyword research. You need to know what kind of traffic you want to get, and many websites fail because they don't have exact content plan. I don't remember exactly the number. It's more than 50% of all websites. They don't have a content plan, or even have a poor quality content plan. They don't know what kind of traffic they want to get, and it's important to start from keyword research. And I think the best tool here is Google Search Console if you have traffic, traffic today, and sometimes you can improve your traffic, just improve on-page or off-page optimization. For example, you need to open Google Search Console, and there you can check what type of traffic you have to highlight positions. For example, if you have some positions from 4 to 10 on the top 10, that means if you increase your ranking positions, you can improve your traffic, and in that point you can analyze in two ways. First way, to check your on-page optimization. For example, you can improve site of speed on your pages, or for example add additional information, additional content, and Google will rank higher your website. And the second one, to check your link building opportunities by using Ahrefs or SEMrush to check competitors' backlinks, and to think how you can provide this link building for your website, or even to have internal linking. For example, if you have a lot of internal links to some pages on the top 10, you can improve positions. For some of my clients, I get in 7 times more positions in 3 months, just improving CTR. Yeah, we improved CTR because we rewrote title, descriptions, and we use some techniques like to add number, symbols, and other data. And for example, if I write title, I try to provide some value or benefits why people need to open this website, because many competitors don't do it. They want to use only keywords or some boring phrases, but you need to have some curation, like to tell people why they need to why they need to open your website, what point you will give them. And it's important to highlight your benefits in title and descriptions as well. And in that point it's better to use Google Search Console. We can see here other tools where you can find some keyword ideas, and I think many of them are multifunctional because we highlighted in the first filter, multi-purpose. Go ahead, rank trackers. For your website it's better to use Google Search Console. I don't know why you need to have other tools, and I usually never check with rank tracking, or for example for my website it's better to open Google Search Console and have all this data, and or for example use on other tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, but to check only some positions, I don't do it. I don't know. And for example, Neil Patel highlighted in his videos, he doesn't do it as well, because for you it's more important traffic, not your positions. Positions don't provide traffic. Of course, if you have better positions, you can get better traffic, but in that point you don't need to pay for tools that provide this data, because you can use all this data in Google Search Console. Okay, go ahead, site speed and tag. It's important. You can use Google Search Console, and I like the tool. It's called from Google, and but I need to find this tool on my list. I don't know why I can find. I think it's here. Page speed insights. We can open this tool, and you can check your website optimization. Just click and what I like in this tool, Page Speed Insights, that you can get all technical recommendations from Google in a few seconds. Sometimes it's loading a few minutes, but you can get all information about mobile optimization, desktop version of your website. It definitely it's better to fix this data. And some website owners, they want to get 100% of optimization. It's impossible. For example, even even Amazon has 35% of optimization by using these tools. And don't be mad or insane, by using these tools. Just optimize to the green line. Sometimes you can't do it to get this green line because content is more important than technical optimization. And I usually at first create content for user experience, for human, and after this I optimize this content for search systems. And if you can't get higher with your data, just maximize, get maximum data what you can do it. That's it, it's enough, because your competitors, you can check them as well, they don't have this 100% of optimization, and even big websites, they have different type of optimization because user experience is more important. Okay, the next tool is Structured Data Markup Helper, and it's important to use this tool. I can explain why. Because only 14% of websites online use structured markup, and websites who that use this data, they get at average plus 30% more clicks. And many websites don't use this structured data markup, and they lose 30% of more clicks. And it's important to set up. And for example, if you have WordPress, you can use some plugins to set up structured data, and or using this tool, it's totally free. Just open this tool, and there you can set up all important data of your website, and after this Google will understand better what type of content they need to scan on your website and to show on their index, on their search results. Okay, Jetmetrics, it's I like this tool because it provides a lot of data about site speed, and it's more it's better to use paid version of these tools. You can get a lot of different data, and I think websites like Jetmetrics, they scan data from different IP resources, from Google IP resources, and provide this data, just combine all this data and provide more suitable form for their visitors. You can create your Google XML sitemap by using these tools. And we can check other type of filters what we have here: content checkers, text checkers, link building. We can check, for example, content checkers, and we see here some multifunctional tools. They provide all this data, but some tools can provide content checker, many different SEO plugins for Google Chrome. We can see here like Meta SEO Inspector. You can click in one click to get data from your page, meta description, H1, H6 tags, and any different other tags. I want to show some unique for you, and many outreach tools, and Ninja Outreach, BuzzStream, PitchBox. I think the most famous are BuzzStream and PitchBox because you can use them to provide different type of outreach campaigns. There are a lot of templates, and I like these tools because you can have some plugins for Google Chrome if you want to work in browser, or you can use their admin panel and get the information and submit their list of link building opportunities. What type of you might interested in, for example, graphic design. I submit this list because today it's important to have high quality content and high quality pictures, and using these tools like Canva, you can get a lot of different create, even if you don't have some knowledge how to create pictures or infographics, you can use Canva, and even in free version you can get a lot of unique pictures and submit to your website. Yep, today it's important to have it. Many other tools you can see here, and for example, I work with video SEO. I provide video for my YouTube channel, and in Ahrefs you can find some keyword opportunities, but I never use these keyword opportunities. For example, I use all the time Ahrefs when I promote websites to get keywords, but for YouTube it's more it's better when you find some videos that have a lot of views. You can analyze this quantity of views with quantity of subscribers on channel, and after this you have some data what type of videos you can create, it's interesting or not for audience. I like this tool Social Blade because by using Social Blade you can analyze different YouTube channels and see how many subscribers they get each month, how they are growing. It's interesting to spy all your competitors in YouTube. Different software that you can edit your videos here. For YouTube Analytics, it's better to use TubeBuddy and Vidic, and I usually use YouTube data from their YouTube studio. But with Vidic or TubeBuddy you can analyze where are you ranking on YouTube. Just have this application for Google Chrome. Okay, many different tools, social media tools, HubSpot here, any other tools, BuzzSumo. With BuzzSumo, for example, you can find some content that that trends today, and for example, it's better to create content what people are talking today, and and in BuzzSumo you can get all this data faster than in many other tools, because BuzzSumo scans social media networks and finds some topics that have a lot of shares and other type of information. Okay, I think we can finish here, and we have different type of tools, software, online resource, WordPress plugin, Chrome plugin, and you can analyze all this data. Just open this page and get what you want to know. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching my video. Ask some comments, questions in the comment sections, write comments. It will be useful for me. I'll reply all your questions, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and see you next time. Cheers!